going to confess our feelings. I can't have my feelings anymore. I need to let him know. Then he can decide what he wants to do with it. Vincent, He's so cute. You're so cute. He's so cute when he's blushing. Vincent suddenly clamps his hand over my mouth, stopping me from speaking. My bluntness has sent a myriad of contradictory emotions across Vincent's face. Disgust and embarrassment, fatigue and rage. But I don't understand any of it. Finally, Vincent's fake face takes on its usual disgruntled expression as his feelings settle. Go sleep it off, idiot. You shouldn't drink so much. It's disgusting. Holding his hand over my mouth a few seconds longer, he then removes it. But when I try to continue, he muffles me again. Shut up, idiot. Ugh. I play with him with my eyes. Don't be silly, okay? But I'm not. But I'm not. Usually, drunk people are honest people, yeah? Only when I'm not in, what the fuck is that word? Does he finally remove his hand? I want to be your Jania for real this time. You're even more drunk than I thought you were. This is abominable. I'm stone cold sober. Disrober. I don't want to hear any more of your inebriated drivel. I'm not leaving you, okay? No matter what you say, I'll find a way to be your weapon, even if I have to fall in love with you to do it. Less angry now, Vincent chuckles, though he seems quite embarrassed. Someone is stubborn, huh? And sloshed. He takes my hand with an unexpected gentleness and leads me across the park to Lacole's door. Walking straight through the corridor to my room, he stops right in front of it. Next time, don't get so drunk. It's sickening to watch. The moment I enter the room, my legs give out and I collapse onto the bed. For some odd reason, my lips form into a stupidly happy smile that doesn't fade even after I fall asleep. So, like, are we good now? Or for whatever reason, I wake up early in the morning feeling kind of awful. Probably because I was drunk and because I now realize that yesterday when I was drunk, I did a lot of strange things. I almost went for a walk out into the middle of nowhere with a slightly fresh schoolboy. I almost confessed my feelings. I'm pretty sure we already did. I almost confessed my feelings to Vincent, which can all be chalked up to alcohol, but I don't think I'll do that. I have feelings for Vincent and I can't keep denying it. Up until yesterday's drunken revelation, I didn't truly believe I could be a real Jania to him. But with how I feel about Vincent right now, maybe it's enough to activate my abilities. I clean myself up as best as I can, then head out the door. Hoping Vincent is already awake, I climb up the stairs and knock on his door. There's a part of me that wants to see him all groggy and cute, but reality has other ideas. The door opens to a frighteningly serious-looking Vincent. Might as well say hello. We'll be talking about last night, won't we? Vince gives a weary sigh, not smile, nods, then lets me into the apartment. Walking into the room, he immediately settles into a chair and wraps himself in a blanket. I take a seat in the chair next to him and shiver under his intense gaze. I was willing to bet you got so drunk that you couldn't remember your own name this morning, let alone what happened last night. I remember everything. Hello, this is your last chance to pretend like you don't remember a thing. Don't even think about writing off what I'm about to say as drunken gibberish. Huh, is there even a difference between what you say and gibberish? Vincent holds his blanket up to his eyes that glare back at me with a cool purple light. I want to be your Jania. Forget about it. Why? Oh, some cute music again. Vincent gets up then sits on the armrest of my chair. I'm not the type of person you can love. But, no buts. You're the only person I wouldn't mind falling in love with. Vincent is so close to me now that I can see his pupils contract. Get out of here, you stupid woman. I don't give a shit about you, now leave. It's a shame, of course, that my confession was met with such a reaction. But what more was I expecting from Vincent? Insufferable, a nightmare. That's you. I throw a pillow at his head. Have you gone mad? Are you about to slap me with a pillow? Oh, well, what's... Now that I closed off the fucking chat, what is this pose going on here? Having a pillow fight and beat your ass. Shaking like crazy, he jumps towards me and begins whacking me with the pillow. In an attempt to escape the assault, I slide to the floor and settle comfortably on the rug. I'm on the rug? I'm apparently on a rug. From the way she's sitting, it didn't look like she was on a rug. It seemed like I was like on a table or some sort. In an attempt to escape the assault, I slide to the floor and settle comfortably on the rug before shooting Vincent a condescending glare. I'm going to sleep until you calm down, alright? Vincent's assaults doesn't last long, and when he stops, I decide to continue the conversation despite my panting. As far as I understand it, you're trying to rationalize the need to work with me. But if I tell the others that you've given up on Moi, they'll bully you. You say you're not a man. We won't even mention what I might do. I hate you so much. Vince's energy returns as he hovers over me while swinging his pillow. His hips almost brush against my leg. I'll tell them you beat me. Oof. We don't want that. Vincent doesn't know how to respond to that, so he just stares at me looking confused. Oh my god. What is going on? He looks so terrified. Taking advantage of the situation, I snatch the pillow from him and go on the fence. My onslaught is so sudden and strong that I'm able to knock Vincent down and sit on him as I smack him with the pillow. I mean, about damn time. I was taking all the blows, and now I can revenge back. You're an insufferable jerk. Very enemies to lover, guys. I hope you guys like this kind of situation of romance here, because I think Castle and I, it was more like, I don't know what kind of love relationship that was, but it's not enemies to lovers. You're an insufferable jerk. You're tactless and you can't control yourself, and you have a big mouth. And I confess my feelings and you still hate me. I throw the pillow away and stare at Vincent's scarlet face, both of us heaving heavily. We can just try. No one knows exactly how my abilities work. Maybe what I feel for you now is enough. Vincent immediately slips out from under me and stands up. You're talking nonsense. Probably have rabies of the uterus. Ew. With a confused smile on my face, I listen to his insults as he walks over to the bookcase. Here, this will serve as both a test and a punishment for setting me up on a mission with that brat. Once you've read all my favorite books, I'll know you're serious. Only then will I consider wasting my time on you again. I have to read all your favorite books? How many are there? Is it all of these? It's only now that he's looking at me so seriously that I realize I actually rode Vincent just a few minutes ago. I'm so confused that I can only nod. Alright, here, start with this one. He hands me a volume by Machiavelli, then ushers me out of the room. My legs don't seem to be working, so I lean up against the wall as I clutch the book to my chest. My heart is pounding so loudly, it drowns out all but a single thought. I was sitting on top of Vincent. Damn. I mean, he was nearly sitting on top of you, so... And just when I managed to get through to him, I bump into cast my way back and greet each other dryly before moving on. I don't know why, but he still sparks an instinctual fear in me. He is a buff man that can kill. We've witnessed that. A few days pass after the pillow incident when I had been quite frankly rude. I try not to anger Vincent anymore. Besides, I'm still offended by his overreaction to my feelings. So I spend my days reading his books, although perhaps I'm getting through them too quickly, but I don't think it's because I'm really interested in them. It's more like I'm looking forward to going to the guy's room at night to grab another one and to maybe catch a glimpse of Vincent. I don't know how to communicate with the man, but it's so nice seeing him. I usually find him cocooned in a blanket while sitting in the chair. He drinks tea and reads, sometimes leaving several empty cups next to him on the table, but things are a bit different today. Vincent is intently writing away in a notebook. He looks so serene and focused, so much so that he hasn't even realized I've walked in. Not wanting to distract him, I head into the kitchen and make him a cup of tea since I noticed his cup was empty. Trying to make as little noise as possible, I quietly tiptoe to the door and peek at the object of my desire through the crack. Slowly and carefully, Vincent reads over a page in the book he's studying, then hastily scribbles something in his notebook before throwing it against the wall. Who writes this nonsense? Is he talking about himself or the author of the book? I freeze. Vincent grumbles a bit, then continues reading despite refusing to pick up his notebook. I wait another moment before walking past him as unobstructively as possible. Excuse me. Placing his mug on the table as I go, but as soon as I reach the bookshelf, he decides to say something. This is pissing me off. I turn to Vincent. What's pissing you off? This. He points at a mug. Should I not have made you tea? You shouldn't have put it on the edge of the table. Nervously, he pushes the mug toward the center of the table. He's so ridiculous and his habits are odd. Where's my thank you, or did I bring it for nothing? I didn't ask for it. Next time I'm throwing the mug at you. Vincent's eyes remain contemptuous, and I can't help but be surprised with myself and getting more and more aggressive. Did you come for another book? Yes. Did you really read the last one so quickly? It wasn't that thick. That doesn't justify a quick per usual. You're boring. You're not telling me anything I don't already know. This incident has me quickly realize that if I continue to mindlessly blow through Vincent's books, I won't be making any progress in becoming his genia. So on the fourth day of my bookish exploits, I decided to change up my tactics and utilize the age-old adage, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, so what might Vincent like to eat? I know he prefers healthy food, so reading through lots of different recipes, I decided to test out a dozen or so of them before regaling Ryu with the very best. Ryu. It's only after Ryu enthusiastically offers to make me his wife that I realized I finally found the most delicious recipe for a healthy sweet. Rio was our guinea pig. With excitement in my heart, I stole the plate of treats and followed my usual route to Vincent and Cass's room. Vincent is in his usual spot, his chair. I place the goodies near his arm, which is the usual place he sets his tea and snacks. Picking out a new book, I quietly slip back into the hallway, and out of the corner of my eye, I catch Vince reaching absently for the plate. Popping one of the treats into his mouth, he then looks away from his book. You're better off reading books and developing yourself. Trying to please a man with delicious food like this is so outdated, not to mention it reeks of patriarchy. Besides, if I'd bought these, I would have been very disappointed in myself. That same day, I would have hung myself in my favorite restaurant while staring at the chef. Didn't you say that a woman's place is in the kitchen? And you believed me. Ugh! He's absolutely insufferable. Compared to this, Ryu's offer to marry me sounded so much nicer. While my offering didn't appease the savage god, apparently his love of military affairs can only be satisfied with bloody victims. As time goes on, the negative feelings I've had towards Castle gradually fade. We've even started running together in the mornings. One day while training at the park, Castle grows tired of watching me look like a penguin as I repeat an exercise I saw on Degartube and begins to help me train. On the way back, he doesn't even toss on his headphones like he usually does, but proceeds to chat with me instead. You should have given up on those books by now. He's replenishing them as fast as you're reading through them. So the books are just a dumb excuse to get me to leave him alone. That's depressing. That's depresso. Today is the 6th day of my siege of Vincent's Fortress of Solitude. I don't see the guys when I walk in, but hear screams coming from the bathroom. How can your hand be so crooked? Here's the ruler, now cut it. You want it, you cut it. Ew, what the fuck? I knock on the bathroom door. Come in and see what this moron is doing. When I open it, I see Vincent sitting on a stool with Cass standing next to him holding a pair of scissors. Oh. Is he cutting your hair? Silvery strands of hair scatter on the floor around them. I told him to trim only the edges. Yeah, and he gave you a designer razor cut. I can trim it for you. My mom is a hairdresser. Are hairdressing skills inherited? Although it couldn't possibly get any worse, fine, do it. My knees start to shake. I've been given legal permission to touch his gorgeous hair. I asked Cass for a comb, then completely awestruck are my fingertips over Vincent's silky mass. His hair is so beautiful, I can't help but praise it. You have lovely hair. How do you care for it? I just wash it, idiot. Were you ever taught not to be rude to someone holding a sharp object behind your back? Vincent lets out a scornful laugh. As to not spoil the moment, I decide to remain quiet. Besides, I'd rather concentrate on my feelings. I run the comb through his insanely soft yet slightly wavy strands and am instantly bombarded by an intense blueberry fragrance. His hair is so silky soft that the strands glide through my fingers like water. Standing here, I am now seeing Vincent from an entirely new and fascinating perspective. Thanks to the relaxed collar of his shirt, I can see his clavicle, which is usually hidden in a small bit of his chest. I also notice the tips of his pink ears poking sweetly and innocently from his locks. The sight excites me so much that I almost press my face against his head. Are you cutting my hair with your eyes? His amused voice snaps me out of my reverie and I get down to work. That's better. Seems you're not so useless after all. Do you think you can trim him up too? He's as shaggy as a dog. Cass calmly sits down on the stool. Of course, although it'd be better if you just went to a barber. I don't use barbers. I don't like being touched, and when Cass uses them, it's not for their company. They'll end up slapping a trendy hairstyle on him and make him look way too cute. Hey, why are you sounding so nervous? You didn't seem at all that concerned about cutting my hair. Vincent hands me the clippers while looking at me suspiciously. Fortunately, I know how to use them. Don't stare at Cass, right? No, we stare at him. Why do we stare at him? I thought we were supposed to focus on Vincent. But alright, staring at Cass. I'm not as worried when I start cutting Castle's hair, and I can't help but stare at him. He's just too beautiful to ignore. I try not to look, but I can't. His muscular shoulders, his strong neck, and the confident curve of his broad back. I can't help but admire the physical perfection that I see before me. Once I finish with this haircut, I run my hand over the back of his shaved head. It's so silkily pleasant. Well, why does Cass look like a cutie pie? Cass thanks me, and with that I consider his haircut a raging success. I start to head back out to the bookshelf when Cass suddenly calls out to me. Watch a movie with us. Hooray! The ice has finally melted, but I'm not sure where it's left me. Sure. Vincent's glaring at us but says nothing. I head back into the bathroom to help Cass clean up the hair while Vincent prepares the viewing area. I don't know why, but I have the insane desire to pick up one of Vincent's silvery locks from the floor, unnoticed of course. Michiko, you're a one depraved fetishist? Excuse me, bitch? Not me, you! The guys then pull the mattress from the bed and make a comfortable, albeit cramped spot on the floor to sit on. Wrapped up in a huge blanket, I plop down in the middle and smile. Feeling nice and warm, I ask for cookies. like cookies. We're gonna be watching some serious stuff, you know? Ignoring what feels like another pointless chat from Vincent, shrug. He wasn't wrong though. The movie is a horror flick, and I'm not a big fan of the genre. Horror tends to keep me up at night. The guys look like they're watching a documentary or something. Vincent is fixated on the screen while Cass looks as unperturbed as ever. That literally is like me, afraid to watch horror movies, but I'm watching documentaries of this like crime scenes or like crimes that were never solved or something that actually happened IRL. But even then, after I watch it, I do get scared. It's like, what the fuck? Where's that person? Are they still roaming about or something like that? But this is where we're gonna stop for today's episode. We are not even, I don't even think halfway there, because I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I have 19 more choices to go through, so we have plenty of more to get through. This is now a slow burn of enemies to lovers. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.